We? Yeah. I do believe we're live, so I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. It's freaking cold out. It rained a little bit, even though it's winter. And there's a lot of wind. My hair is still enough, so I don't know if it's noticeable, but I'm not having a time actually. I'm regretting having set up here. The wind is brushing past me. Yeah, the wind does not stop here. Do I want to move myself right now? That's the thing. Like, I don't. I really don't. I really don't want to move. I'm kind of comfortable where I am. But I'm also not. Do like one of these. Get ear hooks. Yeah. This is the future look, you know. I've seen many a sci-fi movie that has this as the main look. Sophisticated. Maybe I can give myself an even sharper chin. Yes. Hmm. This is what getting cold looks like. You start losing your mind. I think it's because of the rain. It was kind of nice. It was kind of nice before it rained, and now it's just not. Lol, lol, what? Hey, Joe. Joe comes into space. It's like Melt is already losing his mind. It's cold out, Joe. It like rained a little bit. You can probably see. You can see it's wet on them tiles. So I'm like not comfortable right now and stuff. Yes, set myself more into like I'm not even joking. This is better. This feels better. I can feel it like hitting the cup of my ear and making those sounds. Lol, what again? Yes. I'm uncomfortable. I'm not going to suffer this. I won't suffer. I'll move. This freaking wind is relentless. Oh, yes. You look like a Dr. Seuss character with the blankie on your ears. I am a Dr. Seuss character. Did you not know, Joe? In fact, I come straight from the Dr. Seuss world. I recently watched was it Tail Forge? Is he called Tail Forge? Where he talked about micro cosmic horror. Stream be like, he like, jeez. Is that better? I sure do hope it is. I'm gonna get out of the freaking wind. Miss me with that. Miss me with that wind, bro. Stream be like, I ain't got more arms. Give more arms, please. Ouch! I'm like literally pinching my fingers in between this freaking tripod. Ouch! Thank you. Miss me with that cold wind. Jeeps. Oh, my tripod's falling apart. This is more trouble than I wanted, but I knew this was gonna happen when I wanted to move. That's why I was resisting. Okay. Okay, this is it. Ah. Yes. When we close these freaking windows, they're just like a shallow. Just better. Nice. We inside today. Ooh. Time to break out extra special swear words. Yeah. Oh, I feel a certain sense of pain. I don't even think I have a stream topic set, do I? No. No, I don't. It took me too much time to get here than I anticipated. But we're here, okay? We made it. Bear witness. It's loud in here too. I'm having a hard time today. I'll have you know. Maybe that is our stream topic. Maybe that's exactly what we needed to talk about. I think I can make the lighting better by. It's better lighting, technically. Yo, Sang, how's your vine? It'd be tomorrow. What time are we thinking? It's true. Sunday already. How time passes. I'm trying to consolidate the experience I just had into some sort of centering thought. Some sort of, how about that? Some sort of thing to think about. Something. Struggle. Something. Take time. Something. Maybe I should just let myself be patient. I think that's one of my biggest problems, is that I'm very loud on the inside. Small things, for some reason, have a way of sometimes perturbing me. Am I live streaming right now? Thank you. Yep. I am pretty sure. Especially now that I can see it, that I did not save a stream topic. Good thing that these vertical streams don't rely on a stream topic to be there. Small wins at the very least. You tell me. Sam had struggles today too. Big hugs. It sucketh. I don't even know if I'm struggling, Sam. I just feel a sense of suffering, I think is a good word. Right? Like I want the things to be differently. I feel like I'm settling in now finally. I think the fact that the wind was just cooling my ears down over and over again was not a vibe. And I'm happy that I did escape it. So maybe I can just calm down. In here, I have some things. There's a little piece of Strokish, I believe it's called. What time works best for you? I do have birthday shenanigans. It's true. Giovanni's birthday is tomorrow. Birthday shenanigans, but they're loose, so I may join from not my living room. The fact that you want to give some of your birthday to us. Jeez, the amount of love. Yes. Little golden stick. Stick of green gold. Every time I hold this, I think about you. Birthday? Shit, lady. Yeah, 3 my time. It's true. It do be her birthday. Being some birthdays. I think one of my biggest fractals is just the fact that I don't know what exactly it is I'm supposed to or what I want to talk about. Usually there's a certain level of conviction, certainty. Usually, I'm saying. Not always, but some sort of conviction or certainty about what it is I want to say. And then when I come into these spaces, not necessarily knowing exactly what it is I want to share, I find myself feeling like I'm bumbling, like I'm like, don't know what I'm doing kind of vibes. And that can be difficult. It can be difficult as an experience to have because that's It's not exactly nice. It's like that experience where maybe you're standing in the kitchen, all right? And everybody is doing something. Somebody is chopping onions. Are you grinding up some weed? No, of course not. This is, how do you say, performative. You know, this is me putting on a bit, JD slide. This is a bit right here, and I am actor. And now I'm going to pretend that I'm going to add heat to this system with an induction heater in this bit. Because it's funny. But it might relate to you, JD slide, depending on what kind of person you are. What you might think about me, what I might think about myself. If you think something, fuck's sakes, Mel. Don't you question the wisdom. Oh my goodness, you are back. Nahid. Do you remember me from the Arpan days? Or did you get me on the YouTube streams? If you've been missing me, I have been, technically, doing these streams every single day. So if you missed me, do subscribe, and you can see us again. We'll do this tomorrow, for sure. It's always a pleasure finding friends again in this space. Why are you smoking then? I'm not smoking, this is a performance. I'm putting on a show, JD. This is 100% show right now, all right? I'm paid actor. This is me pretending. Are you convinced? All right, watch this. This next one, this is like a hard trick to master, right? Mastering the art of letting vapors escape you. I did say smoke come out of your mouth when you took a hit. No, never. Not me. This is performance. I got like really sophisticated technologies that convinces you that in fact there is vapors that just escape me. But no, it's not true. There's nothing escaping this thing. And now if I check inside and I see that there's technically still more left in there of the nothing that I put. I always get scolded for fucking around with the new people, and you're doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Sam. There's like there's a tab open in the back of my head that's causing me to be a little bit mischievous. You see those little ghosts try and escape? It's okay to smoke weed, it's natural. I know, friend. I just would never do such a thing. Not me. Other people, perhaps. But not myself. Click. It's gonna click on my hand. There it goes. And just like that, we proceeded to not do anything. Totally. There we go. I'm looking for this. And we'll go and I'll boop, 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 boop. Then what are you smoking? Tobacco, of course. I would, of course, smoke tobacco. That's the one. Flavored tobaccos. I love flavored tobaccos. That's my favorite. That's the bestest, estest. JD slide. Oh, being a human being is an interesting experience. And I happen to be a human being that want to do certain things. And depending on the things that I want to do, I am allowed and not allowed the doing of other things. And amongst those things would be something that I never do. Never. Flavored tobacco, totally. Because that doesn't really stand in the way. But I'd never. Not me, not this guy. Right, let me go and quickly get my button-up shirt and jeans. Is that formal attire these days? What does formal attire look like to the modern person? I'm gonna go and put on my suit and stuff. And you must be smoking. Jeez. Whew. Now we went way to the other side, shady slide. I think if I did, I don't think I'd be having this conversation right now. Maybe I'm not having a conversation right now. Maybe I'm just like, and I'm imagining that I'm having this conversation. Probably not. I have some grasp on my reality. I don't know if I'd say I have a firm grasp on reality. My grasp on reality is very playful. Almost like me and reality is like dancing, right? And sometimes reality steps away and does like a little solo. And sometimes me and reality are up close. You know? You know what I hear? You know what I mean? Totally. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get into the flow of what this stream is supposed to be about. Today's stream is about getting out of your own way. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely it. I don't know if I can change my title. I'll have to do it afterwards. Getting out of your own way. It started raining today. And then I thought to myself, well, the place that I usually set up is going to be wet. So I'll set up there, I thought, underneath the little roof. And that's going to be fine. And then the wind made it very difficult for me to settle in. And then I moved again. Right, and technically, if I again stayed here in that state of discomfort, convincing myself that I need to find some other space again, then I would have probably went through the same process of trying to settle in there too. Getting in your own way can be so subtle sometimes. It can look like you believing you're preparing. Oh yes, I'm doing something, so I'm totally being productive. Meanwhile, you're getting in your own way. Whenever I smoke weed, I escape reality. Yeah, I haven't managed that, JD Slide. Even when I escape reality, I am thinking about it, if you know what I mean. So every single time, like I'm sharing without having to say too much, but in the experiences that I've had, you can, technically, escape reality so hard that you disembody. Through meditation and breath work, you can literally put your consciousness somewhere else. Right? However, every single time I find my consciousness somewhere else, I am communing, talking with the things that are there, with the intent of bringing wisdom and help, love back to this world. I did like Wim Hof breathing the one day, you know, and I've been doing Wim Hof breathing for a while up to that point. And I woke up early that morning, it was like 5 a.m. and I did Wim Hof breathing on that rock. That rock, you can see it, that rock there. And then I didn't get what I was looking for, right? I didn't get to the point that I wanted to go, but I had already done my 3 cycles, and I was kind of tuckered out. So I went back to go and get some more sleep. And then as I was laying there trying to go to sleep again, I did another cycle of the Wim Hof breathing. And then, like when I was holding my breath, that fourth cycle, I went somewhere else. And it literally felt like, I was like, 1 second, I'm laying in my bed doing a breathwork exercise. And then as I was like exhaling, it was like being lifted up, and suddenly I was standing in a room. And in that room was an oval table. Well, more like an eye, all right? Close enough to an oval. Like an eye table. And around that eye table was a bunch of entities sitting. And they all looked like different aliens, you know. Some of them had different arms than we do, different amounts of fingers, different skin, like of splotches, you know, like textures and stuff, different head shapes, different head amounts. And all of them were sitting around this table. And suddenly I was in the room with them. And I went down this like rabbit hole in my mind of like, oh, where am I first? Why am I here second? What is this third? And then answering all of those questions to myself, like I am in the intergalactic council. That was the answer. I am here to almost like speak my point, and and then I basically started where I went into this rabbit hole of like, okay, so we're humans. Hi, hey, I'm a humans. Well, there's a bunch of us on a planet called Earth. We need help, please, please, I beg you. And I start begging them profusely for help, and then I had to breathe again. And as soon as I breathed, it was like breaking the surface of the water. I was just under the water in this room, and then as soon as I breathed, it was like, and I was back in my body again. I was like, oh wow, oh, what was that? What was that then? And again, that was breath work. I breathed. I breathed of human atmosphere. I breathed Earth's atmosphere, and I had an experience like that. Like that was surreal. I feel like it was like maybe a combination of me being in that breathwork state plus going into like a dream state simultaneously. And then different head amounts. Yeah, like some of them had multiple heads, or they would have multiple faces on their heads. As you do. And the different faces would speak differently. All right. So I don't know if there was multiple heads. Maybe it's one person that has multiple voices. No, don't you ask me. Hey, Louisiana, Leaf and Kindred. Did someone say Sangha? Love is true. Yeah. Blue towel blanket. Boy, yeah. This one is a more vibrant blue. I picked this one. Just for you, PNT. Love is true. Mm-mm-mm. JD, he's absolutely messing with you. That is a hippie, and it runs on AeroPress coffee and ritual fasting. Yeah, it's true. I don't ritual fast that hard anymore. I don't know if I have ritual fasted. I just fast. I just fast because I want to. I do Mondays these days. Mondays are like my fast day. If Monday comes, then I don't eat. And it's pretty easy, right? Monday passes like that, just like that. And Monday's over. And then I get to eat Tuesday again. I'm usually pretty stoked for Tuesday, going to sleep on Monday, because I know I can eat again, but still. Yeah, I wasn't born last night. I know what's going on in the Nile, as long as I know what's going on in the Nile, as long as strong attribute in a person. I don't know exactly what that means. I hope you know that I am trying to be playful, almost like I'm skipping around a subject. Not that I'm trying to lie to you, at the very least. Talking is breathing plus. I like that. Breathing with rhythm. Turning breath into energies. Because I can use my breath to say things that might make you feel things. Good things, bad things, nothings. I think it's hard, though, for me to say something that makes you feel nothing. Maybe that's the real rare thing to say. Maybe I can say something like, no, I don't even think I was going to say something like, you wash a dirty dish. I was like, there's nothing to be felt about that, is there? And then I was like, nope, I can still feel things. You wash a dirty dish. Yes. Was it me who dirtied it? Was it someone else? Is it the last one, or is it the first one? How many are there? Is the water warm or cold? Do I have a new sponge or an old one? Am I using soap or not? Do I like the basin that I'm washing in? So much to feel. in this reality. So much to come to judgment of, underwater boy. I come in peace, and I'm just passing through. Please don't hate me. I don't think I ever have, dear friend. You are welcome here. Thank you for joining us. Love is true. Say hi. Oh, Arabile. Oh, Arabile? I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. I'm probably butchering it. Orabile. Oh, Arabile. If that is your name, it's pretty sick. I do like it. Thank you for joining us as well. Sending you blessings. I think I missed a few comments up top. Oh, Louisiana. Meet us in the Discord at 2 Eastern time tomorrow. Love is true. Louisiana. Yes, dear. 3 p.m. Is it 3 p.m. or is it 2 p.m.? Watching from South Africa. Ak is ook van Zuid-Afrika af. Orabile. Maybe now I'm getting closer. Orabile. Orabile. I don't think it's like Orabile sounds too English, doesn't it? Ek is Afrikaans so seentjie Orabile. Ek lewe ook hier in South Africa. It's nice having you, bro. Sending you blessings. It's always a pleasure having friends from South Africa here. Feels like I'm talking to someone closer. Usually it's friends from either India or America or Canada. We have Canada and America friends here right now for the most part. But I think because of the geolocation stuff, it's probably hitting South African friends first. All right, as the internet signals propagate, there is like some sort of geolocking happening. It is a part of it. I decided to spawn here alongside you. Lois, it's been a minute. How are you, dear one? I just saw Lois in the yoga as well. Me and Lois and Jovan had some fun chats about the Winnipeg festival that she went to. Talked about some some face painting stuff as well. You were very close to pronouncing it perfectly. Orabile. Yeah. Orabile. Orabile. Cool name nonetheless. I have renamed myself. I was given an Afrikaans name, Orabile. And I renamed myself MeltMore if you want to be formal. It's a blessing having you here. Bless again. Underwater Boy is a turnstile song. Are you a fan? I wonder. I don't think I'm seeing. May I ask a question, please, without the mods attacking me? Bro, you can ask whatever you want to. You asking if you can ask a question is the same liberty that I wish you would take in asking the question that you wish. You know what I mean? 100% fan. Nice. So you know the song. I'm good, thanks. Post-festival recovery. How are you guys? Said hi. Hey, Brittany. Bless you as well, friend. It's nice having you here. It's always a pleasure having new friends in this space. I think this vertical stream has allowed us to meet more new people than we've been able to almost like meet in the last year. And I always think about what the perspective is, right? For someone new to come into this space and to suddenly be here. And I do take upon myself, of course, the importance, the significance of the fact that you are a human being. You have only so much time in this world, and you are choosing to share some of it with me right now in the same way that I am choosing to share some of it with you. And then I wonder, what can I give, right? What can I give you that's going to make your life more valuable, more beautiful, more enjoyable? And in that pursuit, we have come to the conclusion that love is true, that love is the only thing that we can give one another that's going to actually help. And in that way, I love you. You are loved, dear friends. Hello, and please, Noir, bless you too, friend. It's nice having you. If you want, I might have missed the previous messages that you sent. I just saw hello, please, and if you want. Oh, how are you so insightful? How am I so insightful? I've spent a lot of time thinking, and I've spent a lot of time talking, and I've spent a lot of time in silence. And then I do that over and over and over again. I stay silent and I think, and then I talk about it. And then after I've talked, I stay silent and I think, and then I talk about it. And then I'm silent and I think. And it keeps going over and over again. And it starts building this infrastructure in my mind that allows me to almost, like, I see it like an infinity symbol, right? Like I'm looping. And then every time the infinity symbol comes back, it pushes into the same groove that it was already in. And then as it pushes into that groove, it discovers more information underneath. And then it comes back again. And then it asks me to really feel what I think about an information. And really feeling into what that information means to me, it puts a groove into me. And then I push out again, trying to rediscover in that information. And then I take a groove out of it. And then again, when it comes to a stream topic, that's why I usually feel so lost if I haven't anchored in a stream topic for myself, is because I bring it back to the stream topic as that groove. It's like, okay, I want to stay in this groove. What is this groove again? And then I bring myself back to the stream topic. And today's stream topic is about getting out of your way. Even though I didn't have it typed out in the title, I came to it as we started the stream. And I get in my way all the time, right? All the time. It is this fractal of, I don't know if it's doubt. It might be doubt. Might be laziness, to be honest. A little laziness. It might be pride and expectation as well, I feel. Right, having standards. Like, yes, if I'm going to do something, then it needs to be good. And then I think about it. Water boy, underwater boy. I think about it. And then I'm like, was that good? That thing that I said, was this thing that I reacted to, that way in which I reacted, was that good? Was that love is true? And if it's not, then I try and course correct a little bit. Love the stream. Just quickly, any tips on how I can get my dad to stop getting jealous? You know, that's probably a troll comment. But at the same time, I'm going to absorb the love the stream nonetheless. Thank you, friend. Being a human being is weird enough, is all I'll say. Thank you, Sam. Being a human being is weird enough. I think it's better to not make it weird with your dad and your sister. For the most part, probably good, how do you say, etiquette. Moon Knight, bless you too, friend. It's nice having you. That's profound. I think that's my problem. I lack the infrastructure system of having someone to talk to. Thank you for answering my question. You're so very welcome. Thank you for listening. This is a place to talk to someone, Underwater Boy. I hope you know that. I show up every single day to have these conversations, and I am someone that believes that if you just show up in this space and you participate, even if that participation isn't you directly saying anything, but just absorbing the message, right? And you have your own critical thoughts about that, and you consider and you apply it to your own life, you will build that, as you said, infrastructure in yourself, right? And that is where it starts. I do believe that what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say something like I'm extremely autistic, because it didn't start this way for me as well, you know, to give you an extra layer of hope. I was extremely, and I think I still am for the most part, extremely socially awkward, where I didn't have any friends in my primary school years because I tried to make friends with the popular kid, and then something, he had a nightmare, he was embarrassed. He didn't want me to get ahead of him in telling other people. So he made stories up about me or something. I still to this day do not know what the stories were, but people would not talk to me. People would not entertain my company. So it really was this fractal of desperation, to say it in so many words, where I kind of turned to books and to the internet to teach me how to interact with people, how to talk, how to be, right? And it took me a lot of time to find any modicum of comfort in that as well. I do think I was lucky to get to practice still, right? I believe every single conversation you have in your life, every single one of them, is good for you. It's good for your brains. It's good for your conversational skills. It's good for your ability to actually articulate the things that it is you're feeling. It is hard. And especially these days, we have less opportunity to practice than ever before. Even more so with all of us having access to these things, these cell phones, distractions. And then on top of that, we have the instant gratification of the fact that I can just swipe. I don't have to watch a live stream. I don't have to listen to this guy yap. I can see the next video that's 5 seconds long or whatever, and then forget about it, and then forget about it, and then forget about it. Right? And in that way, we almost like build it into ourselves, the psychological trait of not really having the internal patience, the peace, I feel, even to just be with whatever is being in a conversation. I feel like I'm really good at that part as well, where I've listened to people tell me the same thing they've already told me. I feel like that's one of my strongest traits. And it sounds weird to say it that way, but when I was young, I would be very peeved if somebody told me the same thing more than once because I took offense. I felt like, how do I remember you telling me this, but you don't remember you telling me this, right? Am I so insignificant that you forgot or whatever the conversation we had? And as I grew up and like, during that time of my life, I would tell people, I would be like, yeah, you already told me. I would be rude about it even because I felt slighted. And then I realized that in doing so, I was not being very loving and people didn't exactly appreciate. Right. And again, it's this, it's communication still. It's still communication. But by saying less, I got better at communicating in that way, right? In that specific case, where by just listening to someone, even if they want to tell me the same story again, the reason they want to tell you the same story again is because it's something special to them, right? And I've had moments even where someone realizes, almost like in the middle of the story they're telling me, that they have told me that story before. And then I'll encourage them, keep telling me again. I'll hear about the story again. And just that, right? Like again, it's a getting out of each other's way. It's because all of us have so many layers of insecurity and self-doubt already at the back of our minds. It doesn't really help for you to add to that. Right? It doesn't make anything better. Alberto, hello from Pakistan. Bless you, Pakistan. Bless you, friends. Thank you for joining us. It's nice having you. Sing a song. No. I have like a thing in me. It's called oppositional defiance. Look it up. Essentially what it means is that if you tell me to do something, there is this stick up my ass that causes me to not want to do it anymore. Whatever it was. You're inside. Is it raining down in Africa? It is, Prairie Wolf. There's a part of me that wants to, I bless the rains down in Africa. But no, that was not singing. That was me embellishing, blessing the rains down in Africa. Melt, how many days consecutive live streaming? What day are you now? 1,661. It's like 1661. We got a palindrome number today. 1,661 consecutive live streams. Day after day after day, we show up for love. Yeah. It really has been transformational. It's taught me how to talk. It really has taught me how to talk. And it's also made me very comfortable with silence as well because I talk so much. I'm the only one that gets to talk technically. I get to read your friends' messages and in that way give power to your voice, but it still has to be my voice. And then in that way, when I listen to anybody else speak, I'm suddenly significantly more at peace and not having to hear my own voice because I've heard plenty of it. So it helps. It definitely does help. I just subscribed. Please say my name. It's Joy. Masbata Mangane. Bless you, friend. I don't know if you're still here, but your name has been said. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Special greetings. Bless the you, Moon Knight. Hey, Schmelt and Schmore. Hey, Nancy, friend. It's nice having you here, too. One kiddo, singular child, unless you're counting the husband. I think we do. I think that's what you do, though, right? As a mom, that's what you do, though. My mom would find that funny. My mom likes saying that she has 5 children, even though she only gave birth to 4. Oh, Sam blows smoke from barrel of a gun. Real. That's a sick imagery, Mojo. I love that. Early youngling, how are you? On Sam, love is true. Just subscribe, bless you again. One kid, oh, okay. Sorry, Wolf. I'm Rabbit in 3D. Changed my name in YouTube. There it is. Bless you. It's good, Mel. Not everyone can learn the art of staying alone and admire themselves in this inhuman generation. Self-love. Jeez, that's a loaded topic. You might have like some sort of sense of cringe in your heart, but self-love is really all you can hope for in this life. Like you can earn everything else, everything. You can earn the nice cars. You can earn the great houses. You can earn the most beautiful partner. You can earn the most intelligent kids. But if you can't earn your own love, you're going to feel very impoverished, to say the very least. Right? And earning your own love is as simple as you putting some oil or cream on your lips when they're chapped. All right? I've seen people that would like literally pick the dry scabs off their lips. Where I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, please stop doing that. Right? And again, like maybe they love that or whatever, but that doesn't seem like a sense of self-love to me. And that's just like a microcosm again. There's so many things that you can do. I've been trying to do more yoga these days. I've been hurt. My body has been in a state of like more baseline pain. I have started supplementing with magnesium glycinate recently, and it does feel like it's getting better. I might be placeboing myself into getting better, but damn it, if it takes magnesium glycinate for me to placebo myself better, then so be it. So be it. Being a person is not easy, but it is worth it. It is going to be worth it. All you get to see from your POV is worth it. You get to absorb goodness into the world. And again, the person you see from your POV is yourself. All right. So from that point of view, love. And I do believe that, and that's my whole philosophy, right? The whole love is true thing. If you look at yourself in the mirror, you should be saying the same things internally to that person you're looking at that you would say for the person you love, right? Whichever way you swing, right? If you love someone, romantically or otherwise, you say certain things to them, all right? Like your hair, you look nice. All right. If you tell them, like you look like a British troll, with your Quasimodo back and your knuckles dragging on the floor, like they're not gonna love you for that. And again, if you say the same things to yourself, you can't love yourself for that either. So it is this almost initiative, this willingness to take the first step, to get out of your own way, to do the simple things that self love entails. All right, get out of your own way, take a nice warm bath, take 10 minutes off from the thing that's stressing you out, and just stare at a wall, even. Just stare at a wall, just let yourself have that. All right, self love comes in many ways. Which side of Africa are you in? I'm in Limpopo side, Limpopo Groblersdal. I don't know if you know the little town. Oh, rabbit, is that you? I didn't recognize you. How are you doing, mate? Love is true. Alberto, bless you, friend. Sorry for only getting to your message now. Let's be alone together to see if we're that strong. Leonard Cohen. It's a nice line. And that's right, Wolf. Your CDN. Yes, Canuck here from the prairies. Nice connecting. Nothing for now, just melt stream, keeping me together after all these bad days. Jeez, good night. I'm sorry as you're struggling. I'm happy that this is helping. Know that I'll be here again tomorrow, so you better make it until then, dude. I won't be taking any excuses. Non-attendance is strictly punished. Severely punished. Moyo's evil by Underboy. Underboy has gone. I know he redracts his messages, so I don't get to see them either. But c'est la vie. How many places in your life are you stuck in? I think I might need to get to those messages before understanding. Underwater just changed the AT2V. Magnesium is a miracle. Soak in Epsom salts. You'll sleep like a teenager. I sleep fine. I heard that it does help for that. I don't really have too many problems with sleep. I have problems with waking up feeling like an old man. I did recently, and I think that's also been helping a little bit, flip my mattress, because I think it had some wear that was making me not sleep straight or whatever. So I did that, and again, I do like as much yoga as I can throughout the day, and I think that's the best that I can do right now. I'm actually in a great place. Sam Myers, good. I'm happy to hear that, Underboy. Underwater boy. I don't know why I call you Underboy. Oh, we had a dog, and there's a movie, of course, as well, of Underdog. Underboy. You've heard about Robin. Now get ready for Underboy. Yes, I'm in a stage of life where people sometimes go through tough times, but eventually everything will be all right. Hopefully that day comes soon. Yeah, my favorite way of saying when we're talking about that as a concept is that, and I believe this is something Joy Vive brought into this space, is that at the end, everything is going to be okay. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. All right. And that gives me some solace. I like that. I know that sounds stupid, but it's not. I'm a little bit confused. I'm sorry, Loizana. Loizana says, life is too long for self-loathing. You can learn to be your own best friend and respect and love yourself. It's interesting that you say that, LA. Recently, I saw a video of someone asking people from as young, like he did technically ask a 1-year-old as well, but the 1-year-old didn't answer. But self-loathing works for me. I think self-loathing can work as a tool, dear friend, before I continue on that rabbit hole. Self-loathing works as a tool. Like you can motivate yourself with self-loathing. Like, oh, I hate myself, so I'm gonna fast. And then maybe you fast for a while and then maybe you lose some weight. But again, If you fasted from a place of self-loathing, that means you hated yourself, and that's why you decided that you're not worth food. And sure, fasting is good for you, but you did it from a place of not a good state of mind, where the exact same thing can be done. You can go on a fast, but you can, instead of using the tool of self-loathing, you can use the tool of self-love, and you can go, I've been overeating over the last while, and I feel like my body is like constipated and stuck, and I feel a sense of discomfort as I go through my day. So I'm going to fast for 2 days. And then upon doing that, you get to almost like accentuate, add to the amount of self love you have, because instead of just losing, right, that weight, you are gaining that self acceptance and that appreciation for your process. Underboy is still deleting his comments. No, I'm aware of that, Sam. I am also peeved by it, but some people, uh, some people don't want to leave a trace. If you feel like you're lacking context, Melt, that's why. No, I get that. Thank you, Sam. I'm trying to catch up as fast as I can. I'm trying to catch them as they're coming through. And again, back to the whole asking the question of people from as young as possible to as old as possible. Uh, So, like Underwater Boy, you are allowed the retraction of your messages, but then you should also just be aware that I'm not going to be able to respond to them. I think that's just the, what's the word? Compromise we have to come to. Maybe you can delete your messages after I've read them. In that way, you can have your cake and eat it too. How does that sound? Back again, the regret video. Person goes around asking people from as young as possible to as old as possible, up to the age of 100, what their biggest regrets are. And he goes down these rabbit holes where, like, the children's regrets predictably are pretty bland, pretty lame. I don't think that's an appropriate word to use, but just like, kids being like, oh, I wish I, you know, played Madden longer or something like that. I don't know. It's like stupid answers. And then you get to like the age of like 20s, and it's very much like relationship based. You almost notice like people wishing they said different things, did different things to friends. Then it gets to like the 40s, and people are like in that state of uh, like really considering their life and almost like in their path now, right? So there's a lot more regrets in the time. And then it gets to like the ages of 60, 80, 100. And during those ages, the regrets start fading, and that's what I wanted to say with Louisanna's message on self-loathing. So that as you get older, you stop hating yourself. You stop being as hard on yourself. You start being a little bit more gentle and respectful of your own boundaries and of your own wants of this life and of this world. And we don't have to be in our 90s to start doing that. I think maybe that's the message. Hey, Lutz. Hey, guys. Only checking in today to say hello and much lovins. Got taken in for questioning today by the police. Oh my goodness. Like I'm imagining, I'm like having the connections made from what I know, for them having some sort of reason to want to do that. And love you. I know that everything's going to be okay. Let us know, dear friend, on the other side, if you want to share with us what happened. They called the cops over that. Yeah. I can imagine there's like probably this thing of like, variables. But that doesn't seem fair. What you do, Lutz. He visited his friend while he was dying in the hospital. And he brought his friends gifts, And again, it's like this matter of like human autonomy. Oh my goodness. Like the fucking hell. Imagine losing your friend and then, the freaking world is like, oh yeah, how about some scrutiny? So sorry, Lutz. I'm getting deja vu. Whoa. Well, how about that, Lutz? Maybe reality went another way, but reality just got reset. This is the good one. I'm convinced. No, it was not about the gifts, Mel. It wasn't. I had an altercation with Hendrik's parents and broke his father's jaw. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry, Lutz. I don't mean to laugh. That's not something. That's not no laughing matter. I'm just kind of like caught off guard. That's my boy. Well done. Yeah. Lutz's parents were not Lutz's parents. Hendrik's parents were not there for him the way they were supposed to be when he was still alive. And I can imagine, losing your friend and then having a conversation with them. And I can imagine there was probably this certain sense of disregard, You don't see the amount of pain you're in reflected in that person. And that person is the dad of the friend you had lost. And the level of pain you feel, it should be clear, should be an exponential less what they're feeling. And not seeing that reflected can be devastating. I'm sorry, dear friend. His parents shouldn't even be called that title, to be honest. They even deserve... Jeez. I feel you, friend. What happened between you and Hendrik, if you don't mind? Hendrik passed away. Moon Knight. Lutz was his oldest friend. He was there for him during his last days. It's Fire Moon. I'll remember that. I think I'm missing a few. LA said, listen to the song Pinch Me. There we go. Loving yourself isn't vanity. It's sanity you cannot pour from an empty cup. It's true. I don't know if I'm missing some. Your own way by experiencing self-love and expelling the internalized spite that comes from giving a shit about other people's opinions. That's good advice too. Okay, I think I've seen most of the comments. He was 26 years old. Younger than me. He was a year younger than me. Right, like that's one of the parts that's so devastating to me as well. I would love to move out of the States for good, but I only have 1,138 monthly income. I don't feel safe here anymore. Any suggestions? Thank you. It's an interesting point you're making, dear friend. I don't know how to read your name. I'm sorry. But I am moving to the States soon. Right? So the place that you want to leave is the place that I want to go. And I know you might be a minority or an immigrant, and in that way, it is extra uncomfortable with what's happening in the States right now from a perspective of safety. And in that way, I have absolutely no ground to stand on. My naivete is like at a maximum. But America is probably the safest place that you can ask for. All right, you could go to China. It's relatively safe there too. It's horrible here in the States. Yeah, I live in Africa, friends. Right, like look at this. You see these? We literally put bars on our windows. Because if you don't, then people will come inside your house. Take your stuff. Right, and sure, maybe there's breakings in America as well. But it's not quite as rampant as it is here. And again, even though I got broken into a bunch last year and I managed to not get murdered, thank goodness, it still doesn't make you feel very safe when you know for a fact that there are people outside watching you, right? And if you slip up, you're going to lose something, right? And again, theft is probably a problem in most places in the world, but it's about trust, And there are different levels of trust in different societies. And amongst the world, America is one of the higher trust societies. Right? There's probably higher trust societies, like Singapore, I can imagine is even higher trust, South Korea probably too. But again, and Japan as well, you trade certain things depending on the amount of trust that your society has established, right? Like, even though Japan is a place that I would like to see, I would not want to live there, at least not as a citizen, because of all of the rules I'll have to follow if I did, right? The whole freedom thing is still a big deal for most people, right? And again, I feel personally unsafe if I am not free, if I am contained, if I am limited. Yeah, regulated, exactly. Limited. Like here in South Africa, for example, just because of the color of my skin, I am excluded by law from a large part of the economy. Right? And I'm not being woe is me about it. I have this opportunity to do what I'm doing right now. But if not for you, friends, then this would go away as well. Right? And there's going to be no government entity that's going to be like, okay, sweet melt, here's a job, or here is what's the word I'm looking for, social welfare, so you don't have to starve to death. Like, no, our government doesn't care. I appreciate you sharing your perspective and experience. You got this, friend. You got this. All right, at the very least, if you're going to live in the States, you should see it as you're not living in America, you're living in, put your town's name here. Right? I'm living in I'm like coming up short here. Make it localized, right? Make it a smaller world for yourself, right? Right now, in that way, I'm living in a little farming world, right? Everybody around in this area is kind of like farmers, right? Either they're farming fruits or grains or livestock, but that's kind of the vibe in this area, right? And with that, you can expect a certain energy, and there's a certain world here. And that's the world I'm living in. Sure, South Africa has all of these issues, but I'm not living in that issue filled South Africa as much as I'm technically living in this smaller little world, right? And in that way, there's more for you to control here. Must have thought. Well, is it out of söderig, no? No, it's just a little bit less moisture filled. Maar hij is nog steeds vol water.
Ja, maar in vergelijking met normale
Het is niet baie goed nie, ja. Lyk of hy 'n bietjie deur 'n fungus of 'n ding. Ja, ek het o, kan sien. I can see that. Gaan jy die pitte plant of wat doen jy nou daarmee?
Nee, ek spes om kos te maak.
People get to see the crazy eyes. Oh, look, it's empty.
Ja, dis weird.
Ain't got no goo. Gooless tomato. An absolute shame. All right. You eat it looking for your gushers experience and you get wind. Is dat zo? Hoor jy nie eers wat ek sê vir jou nie?
Gushers experience and you got
You're looking for a gushers experience and then you get wind. Yeah. Thank you. I heard fungus. I imagine it could be a fungus, right? Something that absorbs the moisture and turns it into infrastructure. Here too, mostly ranching and grain production. Exactly, right? And again, in a place that's like ranchers and grain production, there's a certain kind of world. There's a certain kind of timeline. There's a certain kind of perpetuation of, we're going to do this. Next year, we're going to plant more grain. We're going to do more ranching. And then a year after that, probably more grain and more ranching. And in that way, this world isn't going to change that much, especially in the long term. And then we get caught up with the media and the news and the almost like microcosms of extra movement, of stress. And then we believe that that is indicative of the larger system as a whole. forgetting that we're not in that world technically. We're getting close to the end of it. It's nice being here with you, friends. I don't want to end it, but everything must come to an end eventually. And I feel like I'm missing comments, so that's more the thing for me. May, MR, Hendrix, soul find eternal peace. His presence brought light, and his memory will always bring warmth to our hearts. Thank you, Muni. He doesn't. Why doesn't he feel safe in a country with more weapons than citizens, Wolf? I don't know. Yeah, again, right? Like, sure, there's a lot of guns. And yes, if you talk about just the public shootings, America is really, really far ahead, but you're way more likely to get murdered in this country. Way more. Like, a lot more likely. And I'm not murdered yet. Look at me living around, right? And the same thing is true about America as well, even though they have even lower numbers. It's like if you don't want to get murdered, you should probably not go to the places where most of the murders are happening, right? Because again, the numbers are very skewed. It's like small microcosms affect the larger statistics, and then we believe things about those statistics, and we imagine in our minds, we put ourselves in that statistical place. Because again, even if it is 40 people out of a million or 40 people out of 100,000, that's still 40 people, right? Dead. I could be one of those people or whatever. I heard horror stories from South Africa. Oh yeah, bad stuff happen everywhere, literally everywhere. Again, talking about horror stories, America and Canada, Prairie Wolf, have us beat the rest of the world with like making serial killers. All right. So again, that's like literal horror stories. And here in South Africa, we ain't got many of those. It's more like gang violence, which is not better, of course, but dichotomies, I guess. Why doesn't he feel safe? Yeah, try Afghanistan. If you have money, best you can do is the Alps, Switzerland. Yeah, I would also like to go to the Alps, Switzerland, but you need literal hundreds of thousands of US dollars to even think about, right? Like you need in capital cash hundreds, like at least 800. I would say at least 800,000 US dollars to just think about. Start thinking. Maybe I want to go to the Swiss Alps. Oh yeah. And what? Stop thinking about it. Do you have 800,000? Stop. You can't do that. It's not allowed. Uh, if you have money, you can move to the soundbars. If you have enough money, you can move to the moon. Be extra safe. If you consider yourself Tom Cruise, go to Syria. Syria is a beautiful country. I was already there. It's so sad, all that happened there, especially in the last decade. But Aleppo and Damascus are slash were beautiful cities with so much history and culture. Melt living in Animal Crossing can affirm. Bro, show that Patchy Dog. Patchy Dog is chilling somewhere, bro. I don't know where he be. Here too, mostly ranching. Bless again. What all did you get the chance to see Syria? Let's smash the like, please do. Thank you. Hoopty hoops. I don't believe like that at all, Melt. It is a real reality for me. I don't put any seasonings on it. I think stuff. I say stuff. Yeah, I try to be very critical of the words that leave my mouth. You'll see me kind of like stop sometimes and I'll start processing. I'll be like, oh, I need to say this in the right way. And then I will proceed. Oh, Sangha time has been decided, and there will be a post shortly in Gen Chat on the Discord. Bless. Thank you, Sam. It's going to be a mini celebration of Joe as well. Oh, my favorites were probably the Crack des Chevalier. Don't know if and how it would translate to English, and me probably saying it brutally incorrectly as well. And the Citadel of Apello. But in general, the old parts of the city are amazing. Small streets with many people, many vendors, local shops and cafes, probably places that you walk as well. I have never been in like a walking city in my life. Yeah, it's true. I would like to though. I had fun in today's stream with you. It is time for us to say goodbye. I'll show you a flower. I'll read you a poem. I think, Melt, you need to buy some long-haired guinea pigs. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, we're not. Uh, Pets. I take pets very seriously, and even more seriously than that, I take again freedom and like autonomy. And you cannot technically, in the long term, have both. All right, unless again you have money and you can pay people to take care of your animals for you, or you have friends or family that can take care of them for you as well. But unfortunately, the more pets you have, the less you are allowed to do, right? You can't just stay out on a whim. You got animals wait in. You cannot go traveling. Your animals will starve without you, right? And in that way, it's not gonna happen. I'm not buying any long-haired guinea pigs. Oh, that's 10 p.m. over here tonight for Sangha. If it starts as planned. Sounds perfect. Bless. Thank you for confirming. It is time. Small streets, as many people, as many vendors. Yeah, bless again after the one. It is time for us to read a poem. First, we'll see the flower. I had a really hard time getting this flower to something that I liked. And even though I did get this one, I still don't know if it's my favorite. I don't mind it, but I feel like there's too many of the same lines, if you get what I'm saying. It's like line and 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 line. Right? Is it like there's too much for me, maybe. But maybe it adds extra to the core. I don't know. I do like the way this little fire PC comes out of the green. Good night, friend. Long-haired guinea pig. Why not naked mole rats? I would be more likely to get a naked mole rat before I get a long-haired guinea pig. 7 hours because of the sun time in October. It will be 8 hours again. Ah, you do daylight savings in Germany too? Fries, 7-leaf clover, right in the middle. Yeah. Again, those lines. So many encapsulating lines. So encapsulated. So many things it would have to break through to try and escape. All right. Now I shall read to you the poem that went alongside it. Yes. Patience pays off. The poem is called Patience Pays Off. Some days you show up and it's slow. 1 inch, 1 breath. Not the leap you picture, just a single step forward on sticky ground. You want fireworks, but you get quiet roots. You want wild bloom, but you get another stretch of green. Impatience taps its foot. Shouldn't I be further? Shouldn't it be easier? But the truth is, big things grow by being small first. Masterpieces are made brushstroke by brushstroke. Oak trees ring by hidden ring. If you quit now, you'll never taste the fruit of all those tiny efforts meant for you. So, laugh at the slow days. Let them build up like sunlight. Let them feed your wildest dream. Be the one who keeps going, who keeps planting, who wakes up and finds suddenly joy is everywhere. And you've become everything you've hoped inch by inch, all along. Growing up, the patience it takes to progress as a tree grows, right? Bless you too, Oravile. It was nice having you here, friend. Thank you for joining. Be good, youngling. Oh, damn, you're right, Sam. Do you think that the Futurama was better than Simpsons? Yes. I don't know if that's controversial, but yes. Raise your hand if you do. I do. Futurama is, without a doubt, Futurama is, I think, probably the best animated show. Right? Futurama is what Futurama walked so that Rick and Morty can run. Right? Like Futurama did most of those concepts almost better even. Melt may feel lost, may be critical, but he shows up. Indeed. I don't know if I feel lost. I definitely am critical, though. And I will continue showing up. I think Futurama is where all of the groonings, extra ideas live. The ones that were too tentacly and sci-fi for Simpsons. Yeah, and I like the tentacly sci-fi ones. The Halloween episode of The Simpsons weren't tentacly enough. Spinach inch grows the groove. So I haven't actually watched The Simpsons, so I haven't either. Full disclosure, I have not seen a singular. I have seen the movie. I've seen the Simpsons movie because I watched that with friends. But I have not seen a singular Simpsons episode. Not with these eyes. I have not seen a singular South Park episode either. I did watch some American Dad and Family Guy and, of course, Futurama. One of my favorite ones is Inside Job, actually, one of the recent ones. One of them things that weren't allowed to watch as a kid. Same. That's also why I wasn't allowed to watch it, Sam. My parents were like, this is the devil's work. Watch as a kid. And now 30 some odd seasons behind, and it seems impossible to get caught up now. Yeah, there's so much to watch. I watched The Simpsons until I was like 16 because I wasn't allowed the other cartoons like Family Guy and stuff until I was 16. Yeah. I discovered those when I was like 14, the Family Guy stuff. Melt, you landed on laziness with a tinge of self-doubt. Yeah, I think that you're probably a little bit later in the stream than I am, hoopty hoops. I think that's also why sometimes we feel like we're disconnecting. But yep, that happens sometimes, right? And learning from that experience, learning how to not be so lazy and self-doubting as a way to get in our way, right? We start showing up again, as you said. You haven't watched South Park? Sorry for the caps. I had to make a point there. South Park is pretty damn good. This is the devil's work, holy shit. They were an entire world apart and somehow drink the same satanic panic Kool-Aid. Yep. Yep, because they were taught that in church, Sam. Literally in the church. They were like, this is South Park stuff. This South Park stuff is the devil's work. You better not show it to your children. All right? And then every parent talked to the other parents about the devil's work, right? So they just didn't. I was technically not even allowed Cartoon Network as well because of that. And look at how I turned out. More anti-establishment than most of them. And you too, Sam. Well, good it did them denying us our Satan media. I watched South Park up till season 19. And then I stopped because they introduced the whole PC stuff. Yeah. Like political correctness stuff, or you have to use a computer to access the content. I don't know. You keep forgetting the critical allowance that shall not be named. I showed up now. Keep you thinking. It's true. And I'll show up again. Now, we say in Afrikaans. No. Now, but then. I thank you, friends, for joining me again. It's always a pleasure being in this moment with friends like yourselves. I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay? PC principle. Political correctness principle is the worst. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. At least I'm lucky. I'm lucky in that way. Thank you, friends, for joining. Much love, y'all. Sam will cook and then later answer on the DC. Love is true. Thank you, new friend. I wish I could read your name, but I don't even know where to start. Love is true. Much love to you. I left you a small novel. No pressure, yo. I also need to reply, Sam. My art has just been in the state of like, I don't know if I am ready for more. I thank you for sharing this moment again. I'll see you, friends, tomorrow. Thank you for the love until we do it tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody's.